Hey everybody, Russ Tellup here with Trauma Talks Live. Wanted to give you guys some news and a little snippet of something I've been working on. For those of you who know, I have been working on the Empowered Grief Journey. It's an anthology book that a friend of mine and I and 21 other authors worked on together. Excuse me. The book is available for pre-order on Amazon. I'll share a link in the chat here. And my chapter 7, is called The Abusive Father Who Never Came Back. And that book is the jumping off point for what I want to share with you guys today. So let me get over here on Amazon and share that link with you guys. If you go there and just search for the Empowered Grief Journey, it should pop right up. It's a blue cover, but I'm going to go ahead and share the link. That way you guys have it so that you can go out and pre-order it, because you can get that right now. It is released on the 23rd. So once you pre-order it on the 23rd, I'm assuming you'll get a link for the Kindle version. I'm not exactly sure how they're doing that, but anyway, with that in mind, I made the decision to write a book myself. Something I've been toying around with for a couple of years. I'm glad that Chris gave me the opportunity to be part of the anthology, because it was really motivated me to do something I wanted to do for a really long time, which is do a memoir. So I've written the first chapter. You can see my eyes are a little swollen, I'm sure. That's from writing this chapter, because it was tough to get through. I had to write it and then reading it. And then, because the majority of the content in this first chapter is a memory from my mother, not myself, I called and I talked to her this afternoon, and we went through the chapter to make sure that everything is honest and accurate and authentic. So I would love to share this first chapter with you guys, just to get some input from you guys on what you think of it. And then as we progress and get this thing written, I'm gonna give myself 6 months to get it written. That's probably way more than I need. I figured about 23 to 24 chapters, similar to the anthology that I was just part of. So about 300 pages or so. So the goal of the book will be offering my story of abuse and failed relationships and failed everything, to where I'm at now as a trauma-informed coach, as a hypnotherapist, having gone through all of the healing that I have gone through. Lord knows I still have a long way to go. But this book will kind of give you my path of how I got there, so that you don't have to walk that same path. Because I got to tell you, man, it wasn't a great path. So anyway, without further ado, I will go ahead and read chapter 1 here, so that you guys can get an idea of what this book's going to be all about. So, chapter 1, Würzburg. I came into the world on August 17th, 1977, in Würzburg, Germany. Days later, my story began to unfold, not with a memory I can claim, but with one that was handed to me years later, the kind of memory that sticks to your bones, even if you don't remember the moment yourself. My father and mother had brought me home from the hospital just 3 days after I was born. We were living off post out in the German economy, in a temporary apartment on a completely different continent from where their lives had started together. She carried me inside, swaddled me tight, and laid me gently on the couch next to my father, who was sitting there cleaning his camera. It was a quiet, warm Saturday afternoon. The windows were open to let the soft breeze drift through the room. And for a brief moment, maybe the first time, but definitely the last time, my tiny body was at ease. The true rest and digest state. Completely helpless, but completely safe. And then something happened. Maybe it was a cool breeze drifting across my skin. Maybe it was a dirty diaper, or maybe I was hungry. Or maybe it was the most human instinct of all. a newborn calling out to the world, asking if, is anyone there? Will someone come for me? Am I worthy of love? So I cried. That sharp, sudden, full body newborn cry. The kind that comes across a nervous system that doesn't know anything yet except for overwhelm. A cry that is supposed to bring safety closer. When my mother stepped out of the room for a moment, the house was quiet. When she stepped back in, everything had shifted. My father had picked me up off the couch. He was holding me by my tiny feet upside down and spanking me. 3 days old, 1 hour home from the hospital. I went from screaming so hard that I couldn't breathe, to instant silence. My tiny body shuddered and collapsed inward, arms and legs curled in tight, a newborn instinct to disappear inside myself. My nervous system did the only thing it knew how to do: shut everything down. My mother ran inside the room, startled by the sound of her baby's cry, her firstborn, only 3 days old. She was a brand new mother, barely 20 years old, still figuring out how to hold her own life together in a foreign country. She rushed in expecting to soothe her child and instead saw the man she had married hitting her baby. And she shrank. She folded in on herself, just like I did. But the deeper truth, the one that shaped the rest of my life and lived inside the reaction my body had in those seconds, was that my nervous system learned it wasn't safe. My nervous system learned that showing emotion was dangerous. My nervous system learned that crying brought pain, not comfort. My nervous system was wired in that moment for survival. And I spent the next 45 years doing just that, surviving. As I sit here and I write this, I feel so much pain for that little baby, so much sorrow for everything he had to go through. And for the first time in my life, I finally feel like I can help him. Right now, in this moment, I can offer that tiny boy what he never had, safety. Right now, I can break the cycle. I can sit here with tears rolling down my face, hitting the keyboard and splashing onto my fingers, and know that he can finally rest. That little baby, upside down, terrified, silenced, can finally close his eyes and sleep, because the man that he became is finally strong enough to hold him. That's what this book is about. It's the story of going from an injured, frightened, hurting little boy to a man who stands rooted in his values, a man who loves fiercely, a man who speaks clearly, a man who protects his own heart, his boundaries, and his peace, a man who no longer shrinks. This is the journey from the boy who learned to survive to the man who finally learns to live. So that is chapter 1. I would love to know what you guys think. Feel free to drop it in the chat. I will be working on the rest of the book. And like I said, I'm giving myself about 6 months to get the whole thing written. So hopefully I can get that done. Looks like we have somebody on here. I'm not sure who that is, but okay. Yeah. So feel free to put your comments and input and what you guys think in the comments below. And I would love to hear from them and see where this book takes me. The last project I was involved in was fantastic, because it started one way and completely changed directions halfway through the project, and really created a lot of healing, a lot of opportunities for me to heal even further. So I'm excited about this as well. So hopefully you guys can join me on this journey. That's about it, guys. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you next time. Take care.